He doesn't care, he never did, and yet you're still giving him the best of you. If that line stings, good, it's supposed to, because you need to feel this. You need to feel what it means to keep giving your soul, your time, your love to someone who wouldn't even cross the room for you if you were on fire. Before we go any further, if you're tired of crying over men who can't even text you back, if you're ready to finally put yourself first, press that like button and hit subscribe. This channel isn't for women who want to keep playing small. It's for the ones who are ready to wake up. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into it. Picture this. You're curled up in your bed, scrolling through your texts, heart pounding, wondering why he hasn't replied. You reread your last message, trying to figure out if you said something wrong. You're anxious, you're spiraling, you're thinking of reaching out again. Meanwhile, he's out, laughing with his friends, flirting with other women, not even wondering where you are. You're exhausted, emotionally drained, still trying to prove to him that you're worthy of his attention, and he's sleeping just fine. Do you see the imbalance? Do you see the sickness in that dynamic? Because I do, and I'm tired of watching you suffer while he thrives off your pain. He knows you'll forgive him. He knows you'll answer that late night, hey. He knows that no matter what he does, you'll keep showing up. You think your love will change him, soften him, open his eyes. But here's the truth. He counts on your softness. He uses your empathy as a weapon. Your love is not healing him, it's feeding his ego. Every tear you cry, every paragraph you send, every second you spend waiting is proof to him that he still owns a piece of your mind. And trust me, he knows exactly what he's doing. You're losing sleep over someone who forgets you the second his phone lights up. You're dreaming of a future with a man who doesn't even care about your present. You're fighting for someone who has never fought for you. And here's what I don't understand. Why are you letting a man who barely sees your worth live rent-free in your mind? Why are you still watering a dead plant, hoping it'll bloom? Let me tell you about Amanda. She came to me broken. 6 years of emotional roller coasters with a man who ghosted her on her birthday, who flirted in front of her face, who only showed love when she pulled away. And still, she stayed. She called it love. She said, he's just scared. He's been hurt before. He just needs time. No, what he needed was control, and what she gave him was access. Access to her heart, her body, her energy. While he gave her confusion and crumbs. One day, I told her the same thing I'm telling you. This isn't love. This is self-destruction wrapped in fantasy. And you are not going to survive it unless you stop now. You want to break his ego? Stop reacting, stop chasing, stop giving. Let him feel the cold absence of your warmth. Let him starve in the silence you create. That's not cruelty, that's power. He doesn't deserve your energy. He doesn't even deserve your anger. And the most powerful thing you can do right now, become a ghost in the world he thought he owned. I know society taught you to fight for love, to fix him, to hold on longer. But they lied. That version of love, the one that drains you, belittles you, confuses you, that's not love. That's trauma. That's desperation. That's you betraying yourself in the name of loyalty to a man who has never been loyal to your heart. And that stops today. Here's your reality check. You're not weak for loving him, but you'll be a fool to stay. You've cried enough. You've waited enough. You've hurt enough. Now it's time to rise. Say it out loud with me right now. I am done. Type it in the comments. Say it to yourself. Say it to him in silence. Let the universe hear it. Let your old self hear it. Let the woman inside you, the one who knows her worth, finally rise up and take her place. Because what's coming next, it's not for the weak. We're about to dismantle every illusion, destroy every excuse, and give you back the power he thought he could take. You ready? Let's go. Number 1. Stop explaining yourself to a brick wall. So, my dear, let me ask you something. How many times have you sat there, heart in your throat, fingers trembling, pouring your soul into a message that he's just going to glance at and ignore? How many times have you written paragraphs explaining how much you love him, how hurt you are, how confused you feel, only for him to read it, roll his eyes, and go back to scrolling Instagram or playing Xbox? Let me make this painfully clear. You are explaining yourself to a brick wall. A wall that doesn't listen. A wall that doesn't feel. A wall that chooses to stay deaf to your cries. And the saddest part? You think your words will change something. You still believe that if you just say the right thing, express it the right way, hit the right emotional note, he'll finally understand. But baby, he understands just fine. He just doesn't care. You cannot awaken someone pretending to be asleep. You know what that means? It means you're wasting your time trying to wake him up to your value when he already knows it, and still chooses to play games. You think you're fighting for love. But what you're really doing is arguing with someone who decided not to see you. You're begging a man to see your worth while he's too busy enjoying the power your pain gives him. This isn't communication. This isn't growth. This is you screaming at a brick wall and calling it trying. You are bleeding into someone's silence and wondering why you feel empty. And let's talk about where this came from. Society sold you this lie. From childhood, you were taught that a woman's job is to fix, understand, heal, wait, be soft, be patient, be forgiving, always give him another chance. They made it sound noble, ride or die, true love waits, good women stand by their man. No, good women stand by themselves. You were taught that his silence means he's scared, that his cruelty means he's been hurt, that his games are signs he's just confused. But what if he's not? What if he's just selfish? What if he's just a taker? What if he knows you'll keep giving no matter how little he offers? Do you see it now? This wasn't your failure. This was your programming. Let me tell you a story. A woman DM'd me last year. Her boyfriend had ghosted her after they had a serious conversation about taking things to the next level. She thought they were building something real. He stopped replying. She waited, agonized, cried, and finally texted him pages, explaining how much he meant to her, how confused she was, how hurt she felt. You know what he said? "You're being too emotional. I'm not in the headspace for this." And then? He blocked her. She came to me shattered. And I told her what I'm telling you now. He was never confused. He wasn't not ready. He was done. He just didn't have the decency to say it like a man. And instead of walking away with her dignity, she poured every last drop of herself into a man who watched her fall and walked away anyway. And I get it, I do. The need for closure, the desperation to be understood, the ache of being invisible to someone you gave everything to, it's brutal. But let me tell you something that might save your life. Closure is not found in his answers. Closure is found in your silence. Because every word you speak to a man like that feeds his ego. Every message, every call, every tear, it tells him, I still care. I still want you. I still need your validation. And he thrives on it. He doesn't respond because he's overwhelmed. He doesn't respond because your pain keeps him powerful. You want to break his ego? Stop trying to be heard. Stop trying to make sense of someone who benefits from your confusion. Stop explaining yourself to a man who made the decision not to show up. Let him talk to the silence. Let him feel the absence of your voice. Let him sit with the echo of everything he never appreciated. That silence, that's where the power lives. That's the beginning of your freedom. And I won't lie to you, it hurts. God, it hurts. To hold back, to walk away without saying a word, to not get the last message, the final confrontation, the emotional grand finale your heart is begging for. But that pain, it's cleaner than the mess he left you in. That pain leads somewhere, and it ends. His confusion never will. You're not weak for wanting him to understand, but you become weak every time you give him another chance to not. Stop letting him watch you fall apart. He doesn't deserve that front row seat. You deserve to be heard, but not by someone who uses your voice to feed his power. You deserve to be loved, but not by someone who makes you beg for it. You deserve peace. But you'll never find it in a battlefield where you're the only one unarmed. So I need you to sit with this. Let it hurt. Let it burn. Let it rip open every illusion you've held about him, about love, about what you thought this was supposed to be. Let it destroy the fantasy you were sold so you can finally start building a reality rooted in truth. No more fairy tales, no more potential, just facts, just clarity. Say it with me right now. No more words. Type it in the comments. Let it be the first sentence in your new chapter. Say it to yourself every time your fingers itch to text him, every time your mind spins with what-ifs. No more explaining, no more begging, no more waiting. No more words, because what's coming next? We're about to talk about the game he's really playing and how he's been using your love as a weapon against you the whole time. You ready for that truth? Let's go. Number 2, he's not confused. He's using you. So let's rip the bandage off. He's not confused. He's using you. Let that sink in before your heart tries to make excuses again, before your brain starts running through his trauma, his past, his emotional wounds, like you're some therapist with a broken heart. No, he doesn't need more time. He's not lost. He's comfortable. He's perfectly aware of what he's doing. He's not torn between loving you and being scared. He's sitting on his emotional throne, knowing exactly how much of himself to give you to keep you hoping, and how much to withhold to keep you chasing. Here's the truth. If a man can post thirst traps on Instagram, go out with his boys like random girls' photos, and still hit you with, "Sorry, I've been busy," he's not confused. He's choosing. He's choosing not to prioritize you, choosing not to commit, choosing not to treat you with respect. You're not dealing with a man who's struggling. You're dealing with a man who's comfortable as hell, because he knows you'll be there no matter what. Let me paint you the picture. You're the backup charger. His phone dies. He knows where to find you. You're not the main charger, the go-to, the priority. You're the one he plugs into when nothing else is working. And the worst part, you still feel lucky when he gives you even the bare minimum. He sends you a "miss you" at 2 a.m. after ignoring you all day, and your heart jumps. Sister, really? You're out here getting crumbs and calling it a feast. Let me tell you a real story I read on Reddit. A girl shared how her ex kept her close after their breakup. He'd tell her things like, "You're the only one who really understands me," or "You're my peace when the world gets too loud." Meanwhile, he was sleeping with someone else, regularly. He said he didn't want a relationship right now, but guess what? The other girl thought they were in one. He kept both women wrapped around his manipulation, and the worst part, the one who thought she was his peace. She was still trying to prove herself to him, still trying to be enough. And I'm telling you, don't be her. You keep thinking that if you love him a little harder, give him more time, show him more grace, he'll finally choose you. But he's not sitting around confused. He's not journaling about his feelings. He's not in therapy working through his commitment issues. He's out here knowing you'll pick up the phone every single time he decides he needs a hit of your energy. And here's the part that should make your stomach turn. You're training him to use you. Every time you accept less than you deserve, every time you allow him to disappear and reappear without consequences, every time you let your love override your standards, you're teaching him, this woman doesn't need to be chosen. She'll settle for being an option. You want him to change? He won't. You want him to realize your worth? He already knows it. That's why he's keeping you close while doing the bare minimum. You want him to stop playing games, then stop joining the team. And listen, I know this hurts. You thought it was real. You believed the potential. You saw glimpses of who he could be, and it felt magical. But potential isn't love. Almost isn't love. Mixed signals, excuses, not right now, and I'm just in a weird place, is not love. It's manipulation dressed up as vulnerability, and you are smarter than this. The Stoics said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Translation: stop trying to fix a man who knows exactly what he's doing. Accept what he is, not what you want him to be, not what he was for a few sweet moments, but what he is consistently. And when you do, the path becomes clear. Walk away. He is not your project. He is not your purpose. He is not confused. He is comfortable. And it's time to make him uncomfortable with your silence, your boundaries, and your absence. Say it with me right now. I am no one's backup. Type it in the comments. Let him see it. Let the universe hear it. And most importantly, let you believe it. No more begging to be chosen. No more fighting to be seen. You are not here to be his option, his escape, or his emotional support when things fall apart. You are here to be honored, respected, chosen on purpose, or not at all. And if that shook you, good. Because in the next section, we're going to break the illusion even deeper. You think your love is healing him? No, Queen. Your attention is his oxygen, and it's time to cut the supply. Let's go. Number 3. Your attention is his oxygen. Cut the supply. So here we are, Queen. Time to talk about the thing that keeps him alive in your world. Your attention. You think ignoring one message or taking a break from texting is enough? You think liking his post and then scrolling away is harmless? Let me tell you something brutal. You are the electricity that keeps his ego lit. Your eyes on him? That's his power source. Every time you look, check, reply, react, you're flipping the switch and lighting him up, and he knows it. He knows when you watch his story. He knows when you accidentally like that old picture. He knows when you leave the door cracked open with a just checking in message. And every time you do, a piece of your power dies. You're sitting there thinking, maybe he'll notice me, or maybe he'll miss me if I'm nice, while he's using your attention as fuel. You are burning yourself out to keep his ego warm. You're setting yourself on fire, hoping he feels something. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Let that one carve itself into your mind. Because, Queen, this man is standing by the fire you built with your kindness, your loyalty, your effort, and he's not even offering you a blanket. He's not showing gratitude. He's not trying to stay. He's just soaking in your warmth while looking for the next fire to jump to. Let me give you a real story. A girl wrote to me once. Let's call her Maya. She broke up with her ex after months of gaslighting and disrespect, but they decided to stay friends. You know what that really meant? It meant he got to keep her energy without the responsibility. He would text her things like, "I miss you, and you'll always be special to me," while publicly dating someone new. Maya saw the new girl on his feed, looking happy, loved, posted. Meanwhile, Maya was stuck in a limbo of sweet nothings, waiting for more crumbs. When I asked her why she still answered his messages, she said, "I just didn't want to be mean." Sister not responding isn't mean. It's necessary. What's mean is him using her kindness while pretending to care. What's cruel is him keeping her on a leash while walking around with someone else on his arm. And guess what? The moment she cut off the attention, blocked his number, stopped looking, he panicked. Suddenly, he was confused, lost, regretful. Not because he loved her, but because he lost the one thing that made him feel in control, her attention. You want to break a man like that? Ghost him like he never existed. Not to hurt him, but to free yourself. You don't owe him anything, not a response, not a closure talk, not a final message, because every second you give him is a second stolen from your healing. You're still checking his socials like your life depends on it. You're still mentally decoding every story he posts. Is that caption about me? Is he trying to make me jealous? Should I post something hotter? Stop it. He already knows he's in your head. That's why he's performing. That's why he posts just enough to make sure you're still watching. It's not about new women. It's about keeping you trapped. If he can't have you, he still wants to know he owns space in your mind. Your attention is his currency. Stop spending it like it's free. Think of it like this. Imagine he's a balloon floating high on your energy. Now imagine taking away that helium, your replies, your reactions, your likes and late-night haze. What happens? He deflates, slowly, painfully, silently. And you finally get to breathe. This is not about being bitter. It's about being better. When you stop feeding the ego, you start feeding yourself. You stop orbiting around his fake gravity and start standing in your own damn light. This is your liberation, not your punishment. His silence isn't an invitation to beg. It's a gift, a test, a door. Close it, lock it, walk away from it like you never knew his name. He'll feel the shift, and by the time he realizes what he lost, you'll have become someone he no longer has access to. Say it with me right now. My silence is sacred. Write it in the comments. Post it where you can see it. Let it be the rule you live by, because when you stop giving your energy to someone who thrives on your suffering, you don't just destroy his ego, you rebuild your soul. And next, we're going even deeper, because you think he misses you? You think he cares now that you're gone? No, Queen, he doesn't miss you. He misses the control. Let's talk about that. Number 4, he doesn't miss you. He misses control. So let's tell the truth no one wants to say out loud. He doesn't miss you. He misses control. I know that's hard to swallow, especially when your heart wants to believe it's deeper. But we're not here to sugarcoat things. We're here to wake you up. Because every time that message pops up at 2 a.m., I miss you. Can we talk? I've been thinking about you. Your heart skips a beat. You think it's a sign, a breakthrough, that maybe, just maybe, he's finally realized your worth. No, Queen. What he's realized is that you're slipping through his fingers, and that terrifies him. You think it's a sign he loves you when he texts at 2 a.m. It's a sign he wants to reset the game. He doesn't miss your heart. He misses the access, the reassurance that no matter how badly he treats you, he can always pull you back in with a few words, that you'll still pick up, that you'll still be there. He doesn't want you. He wants the control he used to have over you. You're not the one. You're not the great love story he's coming back for. You're the reset button. That's the role he's assigned to you. When life gets boring, when his new fling starts asking too many questions, when he's lonely or horny, or just needs a dose of comfort, he presses you. Just like that. And what do? You answer. You soften. You open the door just enough to let the chaos flood back in. Let me give you a real example. I remember reading a post from a woman who left her ex after months of manipulation. He begged her to come back, said all the right things, told her he'd changed, that he couldn't imagine life without her. She finally gave in. They slept together, spent a weekend reconnecting. He cried, said he wanted a future, and then he ghosted, again, gone, like she meant nothing, like none of what he said mattered. Why? Because once he got what he wanted, once he knew he still could have her, he didn't need to stay. It was never about love. It was about proving to himself that he still had her on a string, that she hadn't really moved on. You keep waiting for this man to realize your value, but he's already calculated it. You're valuable when you're easy to pull back in. You're useful when you're available on demand. But the moment you set boundaries, the moment you choose peace over drama, the moment you go silent, he starts panicking. Not because he loves you, but because he lost his grip on your mind. And let's be real, you feel it too, don't you? That little rush when he comes back. That sick twist in your stomach when your phone lights up with his name. It feels like a win, like proof that he still cares. But what you're calling hope is just an emotional relapse. It's addiction, withdrawal. Because deep down, you still crave the hit of being wanted by the one who broke you. Let me be clear. You don't need closure from someone who slammed the door on you over and over. Stop reopening conversations with people who only show up to confuse you. Stop giving space in your life to a man who never earned it in the first place. Stop mistaking breadcrumbs for a full-course meal. The Stoics taught, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment of it. Translation. The pain you feel when he reaches out, it's not because he's back, it's because you've attached meaning to it. You think it means more than it does, but it's just a tactic, just a button he knows how to press. So what do? You don't react, you don't respond. You don't need him to feel bad, to apologize, to explain. You sit in your strength, you breathe. You remember who the hell you are, and you move on. Not because he told you to, not because he gave you permission, but because you're done being used like a reset button in a game he never planned on playing fairly. Say it with me right now. I am not a fallback. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Tattoo it to your soul. Let him watch from the sidelines while you take back every piece of power you handed over for free, because you're not done rising yet. Next, we're going to talk about the damage you do to yourself every time you go back. You want truth? Here it comes. Every time you return to him, you teach him you'll never leave. And we're done teaching that. Let's go. Number 5. Every time you go back, you teach him you'll stay. Let's stop pretending this is complicated. Let's stop acting like you don't already know what's going on. Every time you go back, you teach him you'll stay. Read that again. Let it punch through the hope, the fantasy, the excuses, because it's not about love anymore. It's about patterns. And right now, Queen, you're in one that's breaking you. He doesn't respect you. And the hard truth? It's because you haven't demanded it. You leave. He texts. You melt. You swear it's over. Then you see his name on your phone, and everything inside you crumbles. One, I miss you, and suddenly you're forgetting all the pain, all the nights you cried, all the promises he broke, all the disrespect. You're back in his arms, telling yourself this time will be different. He knows your pattern better than you do. And why wouldn't he? You've taught him exactly how it works. You make your escape full of fire, full of resolve, and he waits, patient, silent, because he knows you'll come back. He's done the math. He knows just how long to stay quiet before your loneliness outweighs your anger, before your heart starts rewriting history, before your mind starts whispering, maybe it wasn't that bad. What you allow is what will continue. You've heard that quote, but have you lived it? Because right now, what you're allowing is a man who thinks your forgiveness is automatic. That no matter what he does, he'll always get another chance. And you know what that makes you in his eyes? Predictable, powerless, optional. Let me tell you a story that still haunts me. A girl I once worked with, we'll call her Kayla, had a narcissist for a boyfriend. Manipulative, cold, gaslighting her constantly. She left him 5 times. Every time he'd say something just heartfelt enough to pull her back in. I'm lost without you. You're the only one who understands me. I'll change, I swear. And every time she went back, hoping, fighting, believing. On the 6th time, he dumped her. Cold, no emotion, just said, I don't think I ever really loved you. Then blocked her. He didn't just take her love, he took her dignity, because by the time she finally meant her goodbye, he didn't care anymore. He had already wrung out every drop of power she had left, and she was left trying to rebuild something he never valued in the first place. Let that be your wake-up call. The more you go back, the less he respects you. The more chances you give, the more he sees you as someone who doesn't really mean what she says. He hears your boundaries, but he doesn't believe them. Because your actions don't match your words. You keep thinking the next time will be the last, but every next time tells him exactly how to manipulate you again. Here's the truth. You don't need him to change. You need you to change. You don't need him to wake up and realize your worth. You need to finally stop giving him opportunities to play with it. The only way to win, break the cycle for good. Block him. Delete the messages. Stop checking his socials. Stop replaying the good moments and forgetting the pain that followed. He doesn't deserve another chapter in your story. He doesn't deserve another ounce of your light. And don't you dare say it's not that easy. I know it's not. I know how much it hurts to walk away from someone you love, even when they're poison. But I also know this. You will hurt either way. You'll hurt if you stay, and you'll hurt if you leave. So choose the pain that leads to your healing, not the pain that keeps you trapped in a loop. Say it with me right now. I break the cycle. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Put it on paper. Let it become your new reality. Because until you do, he'll keep showing up like clockwork, and you'll keep folding. But not anymore. Because next, we're going to hit the part of this no one talks about. The damage this is doing to your soul. You think you'll die without him? Let's talk about the truth. You're already dying with him. Let's go. Number 6. You think you'll die without him. You're already dying with him. You think you'll die without him? Let me tell you the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. You're already dying with him. Not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Every time you lower your standards to keep him. Every time you swallow your pain to avoid an argument. Every time you beg for clarity, beg to be seen, beg to feel safe. You are losing you. Slowly, quietly, like a flame burning out in the dark. He's a drug, Queen. Feels good when you get a hit. When he gives you just enough love to make you forget the bruises. Just enough attention to confuse you. Just enough warmth to keep you hooked. But here's the thing about drugs. They don't love you back. They take and take and take. until there's nothing left of you but a shell with a beating heart and no fire inside. Sometimes the worst thing isn't losing someone, it's losing yourself trying to keep them. And look at you, you're not just sad, you're empty. You walk around smiling for your friends, showing up at work, pretending you're okay, but inside you're exhausted from the guessing, from the hoping, from trying to twist yourself into the version he might finally love. You're pouring oceans into a man who couldn't be bothered to lift a finger if he saw you drowning. And you still call that love? Let me scold you, because you need to hear this like a slap across the soul. Stop dying for a man who wouldn't even stay awake for you. You're crying over someone who sleeps like a baby at night. You're stressing over a man who's out laughing with his friends while you're scrolling through your own pain, trying to read signs where there are none. I saw a video once. This woman on TikTok. She said her ex broke up with her out of nowhere. She spiraled, stopped eating, stopped going out, had panic attacks every time her phone buzzed. She spent a whole year trying to make sense of it, wrote letters she never sent, talked to his ghost in her dreams. Then one day, she realized she didn't even remember his face. But you know what she remembered? The version of herself she lost. The light in her eyes. The way she used to walk into a room and feel whole. That's what broke her. Not losing him, losing her. And now I'm asking you, how much more of yourself are you willing to give up? Because you think you'll die if you walk away. But the real death? It's staying stuck in a place where your soul is starving, where your worth is always on trial, where your love is never enough. Pain is real. I'm not here to deny it. But pain is not a reason to stay. It's a reason to heal. A signal that something is deeply wrong. A call to get up, even if your legs shake. A moment to choose yourself, even if your heart begs you not to. The Stoics understood this. They didn't avoid pain. They moved through it. They knew that peace isn't found in comfort. It's found in clarity. And the clearest truth you can face right now is this. If love is costing you your sanity, your joy, your dignity, then it's not love. It's poison. You're not meant to live life constantly questioning your worth. You're not meant to feel anxious every time your phone lights up. You're not meant to fight for basic respect. So here's your next step. Not to beg, not to explain, not to hope, but to detach, to sit with the pain and not run from it, to hold yourself like no one else ever has, to become so grounded in your peace that chaos can't pull you back in. Say it with me right now. I choose me. Write it in the comments. Say it until you believe it. Say it until you feel it in your bones, because you don't need a man to survive. What you need is to resurrect the woman you were before you started calling pain love. And next, we're going to talk about the sweetest revenge, not the petty kind, not the poster thirst trap kind, but the kind that changes your life. Because if you want to destroy his ego, there's no better way than to live like he never existed. Let's get into it. Number 7. You want revenge? Live like he never happened. You want revenge? Then stop talking about him. Stop checking for him. Stop waiting for him to see what he lost. You want real revenge. Live like he never happened. The loudest revenge isn't a screaming match. It's not a subtweet. It's not posting cryptic quotes hoping he notices. The realest revenge is silent. It's when he walks by you, expecting pain, drama, a reaction, and gets nothing. Just a woman who looks better, glows brighter, and walks taller. A woman who moved on, not bitter, but better. You used to be a room where his presence lived. His scent, his energy, his ghost, Every inch of you held pieces of him. Your mind, your body, your soul, they were all decorated in his colors. Now, you're the same room, but everything's been redecorated. Fresh paint, new light, a whole new energy. He doesn't belong here anymore, and even if he tried to come back, there's not a single seat left for him. Let me give you a real story. A girl I once coached, let's call her Lila, spent months chasing closure. Her ex had cheated, manipulated, and then ghosted her. She begged for answers, cried, sent long messages. You know what changed everything? She went silent, started going to the gym, learned how to invest, started a small business. She started building herself like she was the project, not him. Then, one day, she posted a photo. Sun-kissed skin, soft smile, at peace. That was the moment her ex texted her for the first time in months. You know what he said? "Damn, you look happy." That was it. That was the revenge. Not the picture, the peace. You think revenge is about making him jealous. You think it's about proving a point. But real revenge is this. My success is my revenge. My peace is my proof. You don't need to tell him he hurt you. Let your glow do it. You don't need to explain what he lost. Let your silence scream it. You don't need him to regret anything. Let your evolution make him irrelevant. You are not here to be the sad girl. You are not here to be the broken one. You are here to rise. So rise, start lifting. Not for a revenge body, but because strength feels good. Start stacking your money. Build a future he'll never have access to. Start that business. Apply for that job. Travel, paint, dance, laugh with people who actually see you. Let him become a footnote in a story that was never about him. Because the truth is, he doesn't matter anymore. Not in your new chapter. You've cried, you've begged, you've explained, you've done enough. And now? Now you become untouchable. You live a life so full, so rich, so aligned, that his memory feels like a bad dream you barely remember. And if he ever comes back, good. Let him see the woman he lost. Let him realize he was just a temporary character in the masterpiece of you. But you won't flinch. You won't fold. Because you already chose the only path worth walking, forward. Say it with me right now. My success is my revenge. My peace is my proof. Write it in the comments. Let it echo. Let it root itself in your bones. Because you don't need to destroy him. You need to rebuild you. And when you do, his ego won't just crack, it'll shatter. Because nothing scares a man like you thriving without him. And here's the bottom line. If you want to break his ego, you don't scream, you disappear. You rise so high, he can't reach you anymore. Your peace is the loudest thing you'll ever say. If this hit home, like the video, subscribe for more, and share it with a queen who needs this.